Yeah, logistics are that if you want to accomplish things, you need someone to watch your kid, at least in my world. Like it is very difficult for me to accomplish things. And oh, okay, I'll talk to another chat in a second. It's very difficult for me to accomplish things in like 30-minute or 1 hour chunks, right? Because like, the kid will need to sleep or eat or change diaper, right? Like all the cliches are so true. Some people can, but so I'll give you a rundown to how it worked for me. So childcare is expensive. No matter where you are in the US, it's expensive. If you were like single, or so like my friends who are 2 grad students, like making a grad school stipend of like $30K a year or whatever, you do kind of qualify for like discounted rates and things like that. But because I had my partner making a normal salary and me making my grad school stipend, we didn't qualify for those kind of things. So we could not afford full-time childcare. At least if it was really expensive. It was like $2,000 a month for a kid. It was crazy. So we ended up doing like there's a lot of childcare options. You'll find this if you have kids that are kind of geared towards, in a weird way, like stay-at-home parents. So it's like it's a shorter schedule, like 8 to 2 or 8 to 3 or something like that. So that's what we ended up doing, which was like about full time, because if you do the math, that's like 8 to 9, it's like 7 hours a day or something. Not gonna lie, I felt really stressed because like before you have a kid, right, you've got 24 hours in a day to do whatever you want, to plan your schedule, to do your work and have fun and all that. And then when at least for me, it felt very constrained to go down to like that 7 hour chunk. Like this is the time to get shit done. Make it fucking work. But again, those constraints are actually nice because then you can't spin your wheels, you can't dilly-dally, like you got to get stuff done. So we ended up paying for childcare, which we did 5 days a week, which I started and go over the maternity leave policy and whatnot. But I started what some might consider fairly early. I think my kid was like 8 weeks. But like I could see the light, guys. Like I had, sorry, I should go backwards. When I started my PhD, I was of the mind that I'll just wait to have my kids till later because like, this is a big thing. It's going to be hard. And when I got in there and started getting the ball rolling, I was like, okay, this is like doable. Like I'm doing it. Like I'm succeeding. The house isn't falling apart. Like the earth hasn't opened up and swallowed me. Like we're doing okay. So, and then I was at that age. So my first kid, I was 29 when I had Cece, and her name's Cecile. She's named after my grandma. She's really sweet. And so, yeah, people can do it at whatever age. Like there's no right age, but I was like, I think I can do this. So we decided to do that midway through my PhD. So I think I was finishing year 2. So, right, like I had, in my opinion, the PhD is like a hill, right? You start off slow, like you're trying to build momentum, and then you finally start figuring stuff out, and then you can, hopefully like sprint to the end or kind of coast down the end. So I had done a lot of the legwork to get myself in a position to, be able to execute, be able to kind of keep going. Oh, I love this. I love this in the chat. Okay, I'll chat with you in a minute. And so I had the baby, and so the policy at Cornell, also, guys, when the fucking healthcare system in the U.S. is fucked up, right? As you all know. But at least my experience at Cornell and in education was it cost me $300 to have my baby. Guys, I'm talking all of my prenatal care, like, months and months and months, ultrasounds, blah, 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 delivery, all that. $300 is fucking nothing. So when I had my other kids out in the real world, it just cost me my deductible. So whatever your insurance plan is, mine happened to be $3,000, but yours could be 4 or 5 or 1, right? Whatever it is. So just that's nice, right? From like a healthcare perspective, at least you're not paying like an arm and a leg. At least for me, the way that we were covered in our healthcare system at Cornell, they're pretty good in academia. So I would imagine that the other places are pretty decent too. But anyway, so I have the baby. I take the 6, 8 weeks, families in town, whatever, which again is a luxury to have. They didn't stay like the full time or whatever, but they would come for maybe like a week and then leave. And then I was like, I want to do this. Like, I don't want to stretch out and then forget what the fuck I was doing, try to come back. So I was like, let's just do this while my wheels are still moving. Cornell's policy was that you could take like the 6 to 8 weeks off paid. So like they never stopped paying me, or you could take like a semester off. So like if you wanted, and then they wouldn't pay you. So if you wanted to like take, whatever a semester is, or even 2 semesters, right? You could kind of do that flexibility. You could kind of talk with your advisor and stuff like that. Like he was not holding my feet to the fire. He wasn't like, if you don't get back, I'm not paying you. So it's nice that way. Like in corporate or out in the real world, right? They have to stick to HR stuff a little more rigidly. And, it is what it is depending on who you work for.